And this is downtown Barkerville. Barkerville was basically a main mining center in the 1850s. And you can see a lot of the buildings still exist. A lot of them have been restored. And here we have the Hade House, or Hat House. This house was originally built around 1940 as an annex to Louis Hade's Goldfield Bakery, which existed on this site. This is Midlight Ixom, a gathering place, and it appears to be a meeting room. And we've got an old miner over there, at least it looks like. The Eldorado gift shop. Barkerville has already burned to the ground once. Please don't let it happen again. So in 1868, Barkerville burned to the ground. It was rebuilt again by the miners of the day. And right now, when you look at the streets, you'll notice that they are completely empty. And that's because we're here in June, which is just ahead of the tourist season. And in July, August, these streets will be jammed with tourists, all willing to or ready to explore the mining days of the 1850s. And we'll take a look at a few of these buildings. The doors are open, so it looks like we're allowed to have a look inside. This is the Tregillis house. Fred Tregillis is thought to have moved the main part of this house from the government reduction works to this location around 1900. As part of the reduction works complex, once situated about 2 miles north of Barkerville, the house might have been built between 1888 and 1892 by Johnny Knott. Fred and his wife Mary raised 3 children here, and the house kept pace, gaining 3 additions over time. Here's their living room. You can imagine raising 3 kids. These are the stairs going up. We'll go upstairs and just see. Only supposed to be one person at a time. It's pretty dark up here. I don't know how much light we picked up here with my phone. And going up. There's a bedroom, still preserved. Straight razor on the table over there. The old light-up alarm clock. Here's the attic, which is undeveloped, and it's sure enough got enough junk in it. And there, of course, in every Canadian hockey, every house in Canada has a hockey stick or two. See the Elkhorn's back there, and I see a scrub board. I remember when I was a little kid, my mother actually had a scrub board. We had no electricity. And moving back down, and these stairs are pretty steep. And as it says, one person at a time. If you had a fire upstairs, there's a pretty good chance you'd be dead. Here we have the kitchen, the beautiful old stove made by McClary in London, Ontario, from the looks of things. Somebody has their knickers on the line up there, plus Dad's socks all drying. There's a copper water tank beside the stove. Some stoves, if you could afford it, they had a water tank that actually was part of the stove, and it provided hot water. And sometimes if you let the stove go out in the winter, when it dropped to 20 or 30 or 40 below zero, then the water in that stove froze. And then when you lit your stove, as it heated up, the water tank would burst. It would actually explode, sending shrapnel throughout your kitchen. So you had to be careful about not letting that happen. And we'll head out the door here. All right. Now we're going to head up the sidewalk. Once again, a view of the town. And looking up the street, I see there appears to be a horse and buggy coming this way, believe it or not. Heading down the road towards us. And looking inside this little log house. This is kind of a meeting room. There's a screen here for the tourists if you want to sit, and it'll give you the whole history of Barkerville. Absolutely gorgeous. Very well constructed log house. And it looks like the stagecoach is pulling through town right now as he heads towards us. Horses working for a living. And how often do you see this coming down your city street? Not too often. And so if you decide you want to come to Barkerville as a tourist, you can certainly take a ride in the BC Express Company stagecoach. Quite a sight. And we're going to head up the street here a bit. Wave. There we go. And I see a little squirrel running across the front of the stage. He almost got run over. He's looking around like, what the hell was that? Here we've got a little workshop. A beautiful old bench in there. And car parts hanging on the walls, so possibly an early mechanic shop. And we're heading up the street here, the main street of Barkerville. As they, most of this dates back to 1858 during the gold rush, the Great Caribou Gold Rush. Many of this was built by Americans. If there are any American viewers watching this, that's something you can think of. And many of those men are buried here in the local cemetery. And here we have a local street tough looking for trouble. F.J. McMahon Confectionery, Tobacco and Newsstand, Candy, Ice Cream and Fudge. And this appears to be a private cottage, perhaps. I don't know if you can rent these and stay for a night or two. It's a confectionery and it appears to be open. Hi there. Oh, candy corn. Who doesn't love candy corn? We're going to introduce the first Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
candy you can imagine.
That's because they twist up like weird sometimes. Yeah, and then when they go hot, pull the string, they twist up. Yeah. It's a string.
And this appears to be another private residence here. Not quite sure what the story is. There's lots of folks. It's starting to warm up a bit. The rain's gone. A few more folks on the street. This is St. Saviour's Anglican Church.
Yes, exactly.
Dedicated in 1869. Erected in 1869. Dedicated in 1870 by the Right Reverend George Hills, Bishop of British Columbia. It's designed by the Reverend James Reynard. Hi there, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Good.
There are a few folks around in period clothing, dressed for the occasion. We have here another, what appear to be a chapel or a church. This is the Wesleyan Methodist Church. And it dates back to 1869. Wesleyan Conference on behalf of Wesleyan Conference and people, to the inhabitants of Barkerville and neighborhood for their kindness and great liberality as manifested in the erection of a church and ministers' rooms in Barkerville. The funds to accomplish this have been generously and heartily contributed by the inhabitants of Barkerville and surrounding creeks. Not a dollar having been sought or subscribed by any missionary board or any other part of the colony. The cost of the church, this building, was $2,000 back in the day. And that was all donated by the miners. Many of them American and I guess Methodist to a degree. They must have been to pony up the dough for that kind of an expenditure back in those days. Quite frankly, $2,000 seems a bit steep for 1869, but that's just me. Maybe I'm the one that's cheap. Yeah. Little back road here that goes off into the bush. And there's a sign that says, "Caution. Bears in the area, travel in a group, make noise, keep small children with you because the bears will eat them." And that is for real. This is not just a touristy thing. Bears are very prominent in this area, as well as cougars, things that can certainly ruin your day. Cougars especially. They tend to be quietly sneaking up on you, and then they jump in one clump to the back of your neck, and you're pretty much toast. But perhaps I'm over-dramatizing. Beautiful little area here. And we have what appears to be, I'm going to guess these guys are marmots. This particular marmot's name is Dave. And Dave's a street marmot. You can tell he's pretty streetwise. And he doesn't appear to be overly worried about me. Do you, Dave? Well, Dave, I have nothing for you. I don't know if you're collecting nuts or whatever. But as you can tell, he's Streetwise, little marmot. I'm presuming he's a marmot. I don't know if he's a ground squirrel. But I don't think he's going to tell too much. And a few tourists stumbling around the streets. Church of St. Saviour, Barkerville, Anglican Church of Canada.
Sorry?
I was just reading the sign there.
That really old glass is on the windows over there. You look kind of bubbles in.
Well, this church has seen a few sermons, a few funerals. Beautiful church with a stained glass window at the end. And all the construction is pretty basic. Done by whichever local carpenters were around at the time, I guess. Roy Thompson, born in Paris, Ontario, April 15th, 1886. Accidentally drowned in Kruger Lake, December 12th, 1943. He bade no one a last farewell. He said goodbye to none. The heavenly gates were opened wide. A loving voice said, "Come." There you go. Roy Thompson was a trapper. Who probably, I'm going to guess, fell through the ice on Kruger Lake. Rooney Prentice. Judy Todd. And here we have the Williams Creek Schoolhouse.
Once they're in. I'm very, very happy to teach him from a safe distance, but once he gets in close quarters, he's been kind of rubbing himself on the wood though, just having a bath.
Having a good time, eh?
Indeed, he's been enjoying himself.
So he's blocking the way?
He's not blocking the way, but I'm afraid if I go up the boardwalk, he'll run right underneath my gate.
Yeah.
And I'd just rather keep him out.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for him to move on.
Well, he obviously seems comfortable there.
He seems to have really made himself at home.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully by 11:30 I will have several pupils who do not have 4 legs.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that when class starts?
Indeed.
Okay.
So, what is your role here?
I'm the school teacher.
Oh, okay.
Indeed, or one of them, I should say.
Yeah.
We have about 5 minutes until our lesson begins. By then, I may have to go around him and scoot him out the long way, but that is all right.
Okay. So, is that a marmot or is it a squirrel?
I believe it's a whistle pig.
A whistle pig. You'll have to explain to me what a whistle pig is.
I believe they're a type of marmot, but I'm actually not incredibly familiar with them. They're dissimilar to the kind of animals that we have where I spend much of my time down in Fort Kamloops. We mostly just have marmots down there. But I do believe they're very similar. And they're very cute.
They are cute. Yeah.
Oh, there he goes again.
Yeah.
He's been kind of rubbing and back and forth.
Now's your chance because he's going to run to the right. Oh, now he's going to go to the left.
And he just goes right back. I'm sure something smells good.
Yeah.
And I mean, my lesson is organized in there, so I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
He is pretty cute.
Well, he is cute. But he does present a bit of an obstacle. Is
He
that?
does indeed.
So how many students have you got coming today?
Pardon me?
How many students do you have today?
I'm not sure yet. We don't have a formal school group planned. Thank you, Whistle Pig. I'm going to go behind you now. You keep going that way. But I'm hoping to have at least 6 or 7. You keep going. Thank
Oh,
you.
he's gone. There he
He's
goes.
Under the post.
Very well. He may stay under there, but
Yeah.
I'm glad he will not join our lesson today.
Yeah.
He'd upstage me, he would.
Yeah.
He goes. Very good. Well, I will ring the bell when it is time for school, and I hope to see you then.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you. So, Miner's boarding house from back in the day. I don't know if we can see inside there or not. But there's
For more great
bearskin
videos like
rug on
this
the
from Worldwide Wired,
floor in the
be
back
sure to
room
tap
there. There's a
like,
wood
click, and
stove.
subscribe. Have a great afternoon.
Furniture.